The Oberliga is Germany's third-tier league. It's actually the oldest league in Germany, with it being the first professional hockey league after the war. The league is now designed to be a place for young players to develop and move up to the DEL2 and DEL. Nevertheless, we still see more and more veterans and imports trickle down from the top two leagues and pulling up the age average. The Oberliga is split up into the North and South divisions, with an average of about 12 teams per division. The Oberliga is way more unstable than the top two leagues because the teams rely on short-term success and smaller scale sponsorships. This is why we see more teams come and go each season. The attendance is still okay, with an average of over 1,100 people per game. Our next interview is with Brad McGowan. Brad is a Canadian hockey player who chose to go pro in Europe right after his college hockey career. He played Division I college hockey and then went on to play for 3 seasons in Germany in the Oberliga. It will be interesting to hear from his experience and comparison to other leagues. Hi Brad, thanks for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, no problem.
Yeah, so our first question will be, can you quickly explain your hockey career from your youth to juniors and then to the pros?
Before Germany, I played Junior A hockey in Surrey, which is the BCHL, which is it's the top Junior A league in Canada, I think, and it's good for if you want to go to NCAA, which is American University School. It's the best league for being able to get a scholarship, so I played there for 2 years. And then after that, I went to the Rochester Institute of Technology, which is NCAA Division I in Rochester, New York. And I was there for 4 years, so you play hockey and go to school to get your education at the same time. And it's the top college league in the US, and there's a lot of really good players that have come out of there, like NHL stars that have played there, but I went the European way after.
Yeah, so how come you decided to play pro in Europe right away after your college career, whereas most of the players still play a few seasons in the minors before going to Europe?
Yeah, I just, when as a Canadian kid, your dream always is to play in the NHL, but to play professional hockey. So after I was done school, I wanted to at least try it. And I actually did sign in North America and tried to play here, but it didn't work out. It was I played a couple exhibition games, and then I was kind of without a job, so I was in between, trying to maybe sit on the couch for too long or go to Europe right away where I knew there was a contract offer. And I think I signed on a Thursday, and on Saturday I was on a plane over to Germany to play. So it was a quick decision.
How did you manage the transfers? Did you have friends in Germany, or did you have an agent, or did you just call up teams?
Yeah, at that time I had gone, after I got cut from my team, went back to where I was at school, and I was just sitting on the couch waiting for a bit, and it was like, okay, this is a team that, I think I had an offer in France, but the team I had heard maybe didn't pay all the time, or the money wasn't on time, and then this team in Germany said, yeah, if you want to play next week, you can come and play. And they had heard at least good things about the city and the organization, so I said, okay, let's go. I got an agent before coming over. My old coach put me in touch with a guy that was working in Germany, so most of his contacts were for the German leagues. And yeah, he made some phone calls, and my old assistant coach knew some people too, and then it was like, hey, I heard this team needs a player, so I got my agent to call them, and they kind of worked all the money stuff out.
Yeah, so could you compare the hockey and the lifestyle from North America to Europe?
It was different at first. I'd never been to Europe before, and I still don't speak very much German, but then it was zero, so just you kind of, I don't know, the players always can speak English, but when you go to eat or anything like that, you're kind of pointing at things and just trying to hopefully think they know some English words. But the hockey was different than what I was used to in North America. In college, there's a lot of hitting. Like everyone's just trying to kind of kill you every time. Where with Europe, it wasn't. Guys were it was more skating. Guys just wanted to play with the puck and do things like that.
And also, how is the day-to-day life as an import in Oberliga? Do you have practice in the mornings or in the evenings?
Yeah, with the Oberliga, we did practice in the morning, so that was different compared to, well, some teams in the morning, some teams at night. But usually you go and practice in the morning and then work out after, or maybe if the team has a gym at the rink, you do it there. But a lot of times they don't have that actually at the rink, so you go to the fitness studio in town and just do something to stay strong, or else you're gonna be out of shape and get injured. And then really after that, it's go have lunch, drink some coffees, and then just find something to do to kill the rest of the time with your day. Yeah, it's just the college hockey it's definitely more skilled. Like those are some really good players. That's nothing against the Oberliga. It's just that's kind of that college hockey is the top players for that age almost in the world. Where when you go to the Oberliga, it's if the guys were good enough, they'd be in DL or DL2. But I mean, the Oberliga is still a lot of skilled guys, but it's younger. It's a lot of guys that are between 18 and 22. So when I'm coming over there and I'm 25, I'm already way older than these guys. So I mean, I felt pretty strong in the Oberliga, and I'm not a very big guy as it is.
How is the league organized, and also the team? Was it pretty professional or semi-professional?
Yeah, I was always lucky I've played in good places, but I've heard of teams or clubs that, when an import gets there, it's not what they thought was going to happen. So I always suggest, if you can find an old import that was used to play in a city or the club that you're going to, if you can message them on Facebook or Instagram, or know someone that you can get his phone number and just ask him questions about that club or that city, and find out the smaller things that you wouldn't think would be bad, but then when you get there, you get paid 5 to 10 days late every time, or the car is it's 50 years old, or your apartment is in the worst part of the city where there's crime all the time. So just ask those things, and it'll make your decision easier in the end.
Yeah, so you've played multiple seasons in the Oberliga, and now more recently in the Alps Hockey League. Can you compare those two leagues?
Yeah, the Alps it's a little bit better than the Oberliga for sure. I think the top teams from the Oberliga, maybe top 3, 4, are maybe as good or a little bit worse than the top in the Alps League, but the bottom teams in the Oberliga are really bad. Where in the Alps League, the bottom teams are the young teams, but they're not that good. But man, they work so hard that every game, if you don't try, you can lose to them, even if their record wasn't very good. And then the DL2 it's a step above for sure. Like those guys they play more physical there for sure. And I think just the systems of playing with and without the puck is better in the DL2.
So when you decided to turn pro and go to Europe, was it just because you wanted to pursue a hockey career, or was it also to get a life experience in Europe and discover maybe other cultures and so on?
Yeah, at first it was just to continue playing hockey. I was a little bit scared of coming to Europe even. I thought it was going to be a lot different than what it is, where it's different than North America, but people are the same everywhere. Now it's been a great experience where I like to go and visit different places, and I have friends that are playing, and probably 5 or 6 friends that are playing in Europe, so I try and go and see them every year and see different cities and different countries. So yeah, I think now it is to continue playing hockey, but the experience is the best part about it.
Do you have an advice for a young hockey player in North America looking to turn pro in Europe?
If you're a North American, I mean, I would try not to. I would try and play in North America a little bit before, like play in the East Coast Hockey League at least, because I think it looks better on your resume, and you can maybe get in a higher league. But for a European guy, you can probably make more money in Europe for sure, unless you're playing in the NHL, because like the East Coast Hockey League doesn't pay. They pay $250 a week or something like that. But yeah, I would play there at least a little bit because it looks better on your resume, and then maybe a year or two have some good seasons. Then when you come to Europe, you'll be able to go to a better spot right away.
So now, looking back, the Oberliga was your first stop in Europe. Was that the right decision?
I probably would have tried to choose a different league because as an import, it's hard to. Other teams in higher leagues, like say DL2 or the EBL or any of those higher leagues, they look at the Oberliga, and if you're an import and you play there, it doesn't really matter how many goals you have or how many points. They just don't think a lot of that league, so it's very hard to move up. So if I was an import, I would try to stay away from it if I want to move up in my hockey career.
Yeah, thank you, Brad. That was it actually from our part. Wish you the best of luck for the next season.
Yeah, no problem. It was my pleasure.